many years ago. My glasses has a case. Inside the case, I will put granules because I love granules. I was an accountant. I will have my tie corporate, and yet in that case that I'm holding, it's granules. And I will go like that to the fellowship center. And the brethren know that inside that case will be granite. It will always be there. As soon as I arrive, they just snatch the case from my hand. And then they sit down and eat the granite. Somebody else had just cooked at home. All of us are bachelors. Have just cooked at home, and he feels he should not eat at home. He carries his food and is coming to the fellowship center. All of us will just sit around. As he puts the food on ground, if you get 2 morsels, you are very fortunate. Even the man who brought it may not get more than 1. And we are happy together. We laugh. As we are laughing, we will burst into prayer, and we will not go home that night. We may pray till the following morning, and very early in the morning we rush home to go and dress. We are going to work. In the evening, we will meet again at the fellowship. That's the way we were living as Christians. Look, nobody calls anything his own. And I'm not talking about centuries ago. And I'm not talking about stories that I read. I am talking about events that I was part of. You will find space to men shall think about themselves. Huh? I don't know whether you understand. What made the brethren in the days of the apostles to go and sell their choice property and lay their money at the feet of the apostles? It was not because they preached that they should go and do so. It was the love of the brethren. Distribution was made according to the needs of the people. It's not because they wanted to build an auditorium. It is because they noticed that some of the brethren are jobless, some of the brethren need certain things, and what they had, they will go and sell it just to meet the needs of others. You know what's going on around us. You know how a brother or a sister could be coming to church with 2 shirts for 1 year. And in your wardrobe, you have collections. And because it is meant for you, you have held onto them. And you will never part with them. I know you don't speak Yoruba like I do. I am from Ibadan, just like the pastor introduced me. So I am a Yoruba man with NAFDAC number. I struggle to speak English. Yoruba is just my natural language. I want to say something in Yoruba. I will try and say it in English if I'm able to. Yoruba says, àìlámojúkúrò ló ń jẹ́ kẹ́rù wèrè ó pọ̀. That lack of satisfaction makes a madman to gather so much junk. Everything he sees, he picks. Everything he sees, he picks. And so you have a huge junk around a madman. Excuse me. Do you think it is all right for you to have a dress you have not used in the last 2 months in your wardrobe? Except for the love of yourself. Except for the fact that you want to stand before your wardrobe and greet yourself that you have so much in your wardrobe. Otherwise, a cloth that you have not worn in 2 months belong to somebody else. It is not your own. Is the peril of the end time. I am not going to discuss above your head at all. There are simple issues that we are going to raise. Sister, you are reading for us. Can you read the next one after men shall be self-absorbed?
As the end time approaches,
yes,
people are going to be self-absorbed,
yes,
money hungry.
Money hungry. Excuse me. What is the meaning of that? If you just rise to tell me, what is the meaning of money, to be money hungry? Hungry for money. How many of us are hungry for money? You will not tell me now. You are. Thank you for your sincerity. Even when we give offering, it is not because we love the Lord. It is because we are hungry for money. We are negotiating. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, and shaken together, and running over. Now I ask you, if that scripture is not there, will you still give? I am asking you, peradventure it never occurred to you that the rate at which you pant after money is a sign that you are overtaken by the dangers of this end time. I'm not saying money is not good. Unfortunately, today's preachers are not helping us. I'm not saying it's not right to talk about money. Of course, Jesus talked about money. But because of this hunger for money, even the scripture has been twisted. Have you heard people say, money answereth all things? And they interpret it as though to mean money is the answer of all things. I read my Bible. My Bible said, money answereth all things. The Bible never said, money is the answer of all things. But the way the preachers of today present that scripture, it's as if the Bible says, money is the answer for all things. Pastor Satui, you see, he answered me because I call him. When a man calls money, money answer. But money is not the answer of all things. It is sheer hunger for money that makes today's preacher to present money as if it's the answer of all things. If money is the answer of all things, Jesus will have sent the disciples with money. He told them, take nothing for this journey. Not even a change of garment, no purse, no bag. And when they returned, he asked them, do you lack anything? They said no. There is only one thing he gave to them, and that's partner. He didn't send them alone. He sent them in twos. So I know to succeed in life, I simply need a partner, possibly my wife. or those God has sent to labor with me. Money comes along the line. But when your heart pants after money, when you can do anything for money, you know the crime everywhere. You know the ritual going on everywhere. You know the trouble we are in this country everywhere. Kidnap, ritual killing, all of these are because of money. And we have taken it to another level, even Christians. And I wonder in my own small mind, how can a Christian also be engaged in money ritual? And we have our own done in a very civilized manner. I challenge a sister. They have a bakery. And then I put her on a spot. I said, sister, do you put bromate in your bread? And she said, what can we do? Now, she's a Christian. And I said, so you sacrifice men's health for you to have money. It's called money ritual. If you don't know. Because of our hunger for money, where else should we get bread without bromate? Shouldn't it be from Christians? Christian confectioners will use shakarin because the use of regular sugar is too expensive. It will eat into their profits. And I ask myself, why are we Christians? Go to a filling station owned by Christians to buy fuel. You have false measure. And yet when you see a filling station owned by a Muslim, you have true measure. I'm wondering, are we not overtaken? Unfortunately, even in churches today, everywhere, money has become the mainstay. You earn your promotion based on money. You earn your recognition based on money. If money is not involved, then nothing is involved. You don't even care whether somebody is spiritual. Even if he's spiritual and he doesn't have money, he's a nobody. I ask you, brother, I hope you are not already in this trap. I hope you are not committing some crime on the cyber just because you are looking for money. As I travel around the country and I sleep in hotels everywhere, I just see some small boys lodged in hotels with girls doing nothing, carrying laptops here and there. And I ask, what are they doing? They said they are Yahoo guys, just committing cyber crime, defrauding people of their possibly hard-earned money just because the hunger for money is insatiable. Friends, even though I don't want to wait on this, there are few ones that I feel I should stress today. But I want to raise towards verse 5. But before I get to verse 5, I like to read again to you. They shall be covetous, they shall be boasters, proud, blasphemous. Even if I don't speak about it, even if I don't explain this, think about it. I was looking at the seraphims. Can I just bother you with some of those things that bother me a little? Isaiah chapter 6. When the Bible said they shall be boasters and they shall be proud, I just wonder in my heart the level of boasts we make in our achievements, the level of pride we have today that are not godly in any sense. Can you read verses 1 and 2 of Isaiah chapter 6 for me, please?
Still the Message version. Should I?
Let me hear the message. Let me hear the way the message put it.
Okay. The Message, Isaiah 6 verse 1.
Yes.
In the year that King Uzziah died,
Yes.
I saw the master sitting on a throne,
I saw the master sitting on the throne,
high,
exalted,
and the train of his robes filled the temple.
and the trains of his robe filled the temple.
Angel seraphs hovered above him, each with 6 wings.
Read that again, please.
Angel seraphs hovered around him,
Around him. All right.
each with 6 wings.
Okay.
Yes. With 2 wings they
Yeah.
covered their faces.
Yes.
With 2 their feet,
Yes.
and with 2 they flew.
All right. Now, can we read that in King James and in NIV? The old King James and NIV is on the screen. King James on the screen, and above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. All right. Do we have NIV, please? You have NIV there. Yes, brother. Can you read for us verses 1 and 2?
NIV. In the year that King Uzziah died,
Yes.
I saw the Lord,
I saw the Lord
high and exalted,
high and exalted,
seated on the throne,
seated on the throne,
and the train of his robe filled the temple.
and the train of his robe filled the temple.
Above him were seraphim.
Now, wait, please. Above him were what?
Seraphim.
Was seraph. Please take note. I saw the Lord seated on the throne, high and exalted. As high and exalted as the Lord was, above him were seraphims. Now, the question I ask myself is, if the Lord is high and exalted, how come we have seraph, where please, above him? Above him were seraph. These seraph were above him. Can you read on, my brother?
Each with 6 wings.
Now, can I ask you a question? What is the use of wings? Sir?
To fly.
Is to fly. The primary use of wings is for flying. Each of these seraph had 6 wings. Let me hear what they do with their wings.
With 2 wings they covered their faces.
With 2 of the 6 wings, they cover their faces. You told me that wings are meant for flying. But out of 6 wings, they dedicated 2 to cover their faces. I ask, were they ashamed? Why were they covering their faces? I sensed that they covered their faces because they felt unworthy to be above the Lord. They knew that it was not because they had capacity to be there. It was by the Lord's permission to be there. If the governor or the president is going on a street, you find dispatch riders in the front. The fact that the dispatch rider is ahead of the president does not mean he's the head of the government. It was by the appointment and by the permission of the president that the dispatch rider is ahead of him. That does not make him to be superior to the president that is coming behind. It's a privilege that these seraph were above the Lord. It was a privilege, and they understood it. They covered their faces as a sign of their unworthiness. I am thinking now that they have a guest in Isaiah who came to visit and to watch what is going on in the pavilion of the heavens. I thought they should be proud to show their faces so that Isaiah could bring his camera phone and take their pictures and put it on Facebook. But they understood that it was a privilege for them to be there. They would rather be faceless while they stay there. I am thinking that it is lack of correct understanding that makes a man to be proud because of his status. Actually, those who are below you are better than you are. The Lord was not a match for this angel. He was far beyond them. He is the maker of those angels, yet he sat below, and the seraphim were above. And the seraphim were not proud because they were above. They understood that it was a great privilege for them to be above. Brother, there are people better than you are who should sit where you are seated. But God has shown you mercy for you to be there. Am I making sense to you at all? Brother, can you read further?
With two, they covered their feet.
With two, they covered their feet. And I ask, now, if they have removed two of their wings, two of the 6 wings, that will have been all right. Now they have removed 4. If they employ the 6 wings, I am thinking they will fly higher. But now 2 again, they cover their feet. And I said, is it because they were crippled? Could it be because they were lame? Or they have broken limbs? I tried to check the scriptures. I couldn't find anything like that. But I felt these seraphims were teaching me something that I needed to take note of. They simply meant that height which they attain is not by marching on those feet. It is by mercy. So that nobody will think that their legs carry them that far, they covered their feet. I wonder why we have become suddenly proud and boastful. We boast about anything. We are proud about anything. And I don't know whether you understand that that is a danger of the end time. Christians, anytime they introduce a Christian and say he's a humble brother, I say, what else should he be? Should that be anything? I am thinking that every child of God should be humble. Every child of God should know it is not by merit, it is by mercy. Every child of God should know that you are what you are by the grace of God. Not because you are sufficient in yourself. It is just the grace of God. So why should you be proud? So when a man is a Christian, when a woman is a Christian and is so proud, nobody can talk to him. Nobody can talk to her. I guess the spirit of the end time must have caught up with that person. Am I making sense to you at all? Have you read the story of Rebecca before? That lady was fair to look upon. Reading Genesis 24, I saw that Rebecca at the time she met the servant of Abraham, already had maids working for her. She had domestic staff who are working for her. However, that day, she could have sent one of her maids to go and fetch water for her. And I guess possibly it was her parents that needed the water. She went by herself. Though she was beautiful, she was also dutiful. Very simple-hearted lady. The servant of Abraham said, give me a little drink. She said, drink, my Lord. Why would she call him my Lord? Calling a slave my Lord? Because she was simple, because she was not proud. Beautiful ladies most times are arrogant ladies. Not all the time. And if God has bestowed a measure of beauty in your life, be it facial beauty, or beauty in terms of intelligence, or beauty in terms of skill, or beauty in terms of education, or beauty in terms of grace, is there any reason for you to be proud? Is there any reason for you to be choosy? What do you have that was not given to you? And if you are giving, why make a boast? Perilous times have made us to think that to be proud is simply to be self-assertive. No, you are the one that call it being assertive. Actually, the Bible calls it pride. And it is the spirit of the end time. I want to ask that you should check your heart. Are you proud? Are you easily angered? Are you hot-tempered? If the answer is yes, it means you are proud. Because you really will find anger without pride. Every man who is angry is proud. Check it very well. You'll find it true. It's not possible for you to be such a man that harbors anger in your heart and you are not a proud person. Actually, it is pride that makes you feel insulted by another. They shall be proud. They shall be covetous. Can we go back to 2 Timothy chapter 3? And I will ask my sister again to read the translation of Brother Eugene, the message to us. Blasphemous, disobedient to parents. Before you read, my sister, going around and looking around me, I am worried because of the kind of Christians that we have. The pastor was sharing with me as we were descending into the hall. And I felt touched about what he said. I don't want to say it because it's something you know already. I was writing many years ago my first book. When I eventually came to a point where I felt it's time for me to write it, because 13 years before that time, I made an attempt to start writing. But because God has set parents over me, spiritual parents, I will send my writing. And one day I sat with this elder. I said, sir, you didn't say anything about those things I sent to you. And then he said, you want me to say something? I said, yeah, that's why I sent them that. And then he said, when a woman sews trousers for a growing boy, she folds it inside. And as the boy is growing taller, she will be releasing the trousers to match his height. Your life is still folded inside. You are in your growing years. What you wrote, they are true, but they are newly discovered truths. You have not proved them in your life. They are yet unfermented. I said, sir, you are saying I should go and stop? He said, yes. And I have to go and stop. And I was like that for 13 solid years. People will say, can you write something? I say, they must not hear. We want to publish magazine.